Hey everyone, Izzy here. Today we have the honor of chatting with Jenni Pasanen in view of her upcoming Valuart Solos. Mesmerizing works that you'll be able to visit right here in the Valuart Gallery in Paradiso. But say no more, let's dive into the interview. See you there. Jenni, thank you for being here today with the Valuart Solos podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good, and thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. So I'm extremely excited for your Valuart Solos, and so I'm going to dive directly into talking about it. Can you tell us more about your upcoming Valuart Solos and which pieces will be exhibited?
Oh, the pieces, they will be coming on next month, so that's still very secret. I could
Okay.
say.
Perfect. Then we're definitely going to keep it secret. Can you maybe spoil the vibe that we're going to have from the exhibition? If there's going to be, I love your works, especially the one that you did, for back for the Tezos Policy in December, the Empress of Destruction and the Empress of Creation. So are you going to also have, besides your new work, are you also going to have, other works that we've already seen?
And yeah, sorry. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe.
And well, then we're just gonna wait for the Valuart Solos. Then we like a little bit of mystery. Can you, maybe I'd love to know also more about your artistic journey as well. Like, when did you start exploring digital painting, and at what point did you start mixing it with the machine?
Yeah, so digital painting, I started that about 15 years ago when I was teen, and AI jumped in the mix about 2 years ago when I found images by Torelias on Instagram. I was like, wow, what is this? And I started to make my own research what is AI art and how it's done. So I completely fell in love with it. And then I started to mix it with digital painting. And it has been in my work ever since. Like, it's something that I constantly combine in. And it's like something, it's a thing in the painting nowadays.
Absolutely. And because AI is very, very popular now. So when you started discovering it, it wasn't really, except you really pioneered it, But what's incredible about your art is that nowadays you see all this AI art, and you kind of notice that it's AI, but yours instead, it's really unique. And as soon as you see it, you're like, okay, that's Jenni. So what do you think makes, how do you get to that style, that unique style of yours?
I think it comes from just from experience, like doing stuff, and lots and lots of digital painting combined in the works. And yeah, I think it just comes as I just create the works by the gut feeling, like what I feel in the moment, and that way. So it's also like sometimes if I have done work, like there's one work that doesn't have the AI in it, like mixed, like straight AI mixed in it, but still no one have noticed it.
Okay. No, in fact, it's really incredible. In fact, I thought that actually the first times I saw it, you said it's digital painting. I thought that you first did it physically, and then that you kind of melded it with then you re-elaborated it via computer and mix it with different tools. So that's truly amazing for me. And I love that you also specified the gut feeling that's within your creative process, that you kind of flow with the gut feeling in the moment. So do you have any, is there what inspires you other than is it just something on a daily basis that can happen in a certain moment? Or do you need to recreate certain moments for yourself to create? For example, do you have to isolate yourself, or do you work better with people around? Or I guess what inspires you most? What's the setting that inspires you?
Yeah, so very much I paint at home, as usually I need the space, like my own space, that there's nobody else around. Because if there,
Yeah.
like if there's someone watching, or even like video camera, or like I'm screen recording the painting, I really like conscious about it, and then I'm like, okay, I make really bad decisions now. So very much it's always I need the silence and like the empty surroundings for the painting. And the inspiration, I think it comes from like everything. Like it can come from like even like from the word or something I saw the other day, or
Mhm.
that way. And very often it comes from the AI, as it works as like the base for the like many of the works. And from those generated abstract images, I get like ideas like, oh, this looks like something. And from that I start to build up the work. And then
Love it.
very often it always like also comes out like in a way like I'm somewhere and then some image pops in my mind. I'm like, okay, I want to do that, and then I run home and start working on it. So it depends and it changes.
And that's the best part of it. That
Yeah,
it's just like there's no, I would say, yeah, it's just best when it's like you mentioned, it's just gut feeling.
yeah.
So, and there's nothing as magical as that. And when it comes to music, like, do you also like listen to music, or do you need like complete like, kind of like complete silence and to be with yourself in the process?
It depends. Sometimes I have like no music, everything silence and that kind of way, and sometimes I have some music on, and sometimes I might have like some series or book like rolling through my headphones, and it's just like how I feel, like what I need in the moment. And usually when I have to focus, then I need like complete silence, like I cannot have anything else around. So yeah,
Hmm.
it depends also in that way.
And then everything just flows.
Yep.
Perfect. And what would you say, like, how many creations have you done to this day, by the way? I meant to ask.
I have no idea, because before I started to paint digitally, and even after that, I have also done like acrylic painting and drawings and all kind of techniques. And then I have lots of digital paintings, so maybe thousands and thousands. I have no
Wow,
idea.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And which creation, like to this day, I know this is a hard question probably but which one would you say that represents you the most, and that is one of your favorite that you're proud of?
There is this one digital painting that is it's the style is nothing that I have done like currently doing, but it's kind of old. I made it when I was around 18, and it's still something I constantly go back to. And I have planned to make like a new version out of it one day. But yeah, that is some one painting, like digital painting, that I want to recreate, because it's something that has stayed with me like all these years, and I still go back to it. So I think that's the one. But it's something that no one else has seen, so it's
That's
it's great. But
amazing. And I think that's probably, it's so special to you, probably because you mentioned earlier that, it was in those years that you started your journey. So it would be honestly amazing to see, the recreation of that piece. And, that really like takes on everything that you've experienced, and that you've transpired to within all your work these years, this sort of
yeah,
evolution.
yeah, I really really want to like create it, because I have already started it, but then then something comes always like a new project or work. So it's kind of like baking up in the background. So maybe one day when it's ready, I will show it.
Amazing. Well, we're definitely going to wait for that one as well with excitement. And speaking of, also your art, which are the primary messages you wish to convey, or do you wish to convey messages, or do you prefer who's like, connecting with the piece? Do you prefer them to kind of imagine the message?
What does the word convey mean? Sorry, I'm not like...
Sorry. Convey, like that you wish to communicate.
Oh. And now I forgot the question because I was thinking the
No,
word.
absolutely. No, yes. So, just if you prefer, to communicate a message directly that you have inside, or if you prefer, the spectator who's viewing your piece to kind of create their own message and interpretation.
I think it kind of works in both ways. I have written a couple of times before, in a way, like when I create art, for me it's like expressing myself, but then there's also the other side, like it's the two-way mirror, because when I create something, I create it from like my point of view, and like it's created from my world. But when the person is looking at the piece, like when they see it, they see themselves in it, because they are only able to see what they have been through in their life, and they cannot see what I have been through in my life. So basically it works in the both ways, and it's the two-way mirror. And I really like it that way, because then it's always a new piece when somebody else sees it.
I love it. Yeah. So it really creates that special connection, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So I'm sure also that the pieces that we'll be seeing at your Valuart Solos, that we're going to be able to, have this feeling that you just transferred. So I'm really looking forward to the Valuart Solos. And I know that so of course this, this podcast will be released in a few weeks from now. Oh. So I think we can spoil something here. I know that right now you're taking part in the objkt.one launch. Can you spoil us a little bit, like tell us more about the piece that you prepared for the occasion?
Yeah, it's a one. That's what I say. So you will see it very, very soon. I think like tomorrow.
Exactly. So let's say it's very, very rare.
Yeah, it's a one.
Before we close this podcast, anything you'd like to, tell who's listening, who's just getting to know you, or those who are already collecting your works?
I want to say thank you, and I love everyone who has been there for me and all the support. And I don't know how to express myself with words, but I'm just so grateful for everything that has happened so far. And like, I'm happy and grateful, and in general, I'm extremely excited for everything that has happened and to come. The technology, it goes so fast and so extremely fast, like forward, that I cannot even imagine what will happen in the future and what is possible in the future. And it's so great. When started with the AI as its new tool, I think like the journalist and everyone, they just haven't learned about it yet. Like it's usually when something new comes and there's news, the mainstream only hears like this one story, and they do not learn the like wider perspective of the tool. So I hope in the future, as people learn more, there comes like much more wider perspective and news about the tool, and it won't be like that negative as it has been many times. Yeah, so I think the first step is usually like in any case, like if we feel like something is scary, or you are like really suspicious about it, or like just don't like it, in that case it's best to get to know about it, because usually the idea is really strictly rooted to human mind. AI is a tool, like men say. So it's a tool and it's like extension to your own craft. So when you find your own voice and your own way of doing, keep on going and test around all the new things that comes, because it's in the end the creativity that makes makes their work what they are. So keep on testing and going and learning.
Thank you for being on this Valuart podcast with us, and I'm truly looking forward to the exhibition, to your Object.one piece, and thank you truly for being here today.
Thank you so much, and it's also really nice to talk with you.
Nice connecting.
Bye bye.